What is Nampa, Idaho really like? Is it a good place to live? Today, that is what we're going to be tackling. So, if you're thinking about moving to the Boise, Idaho area, but you're pretty sure you don't want to be right in our state's capital and its biggest city, well then Nampa might just be the perfect Boise suburb for you. But then again, maybe not. So today, we're going to tour you all through the city as well as through several of its top neighborhoods. And as we go, we are going to be breaking down the pros and the cons that you need to know about so that ultimately you can decide whether to check Nampa off your list or perhaps move it to the very top. Hi guys, I'm Marcy Ellison, your local resource for what living in the Treasure Valley is really like. My team and I help people just like you every single day find their perfect spot here in the Gem State, and we would love to do the very same for you. We post info-packed videos and community tours every single week, so please take a quick sec to tap that little subscribe button so you can continue learning about what living in our valley is truly like. Okay, so to kick off today's video, first let's pull up a map so you can wrap your head around exactly where Nampa is located and situated in the valley. As you can see here, Nampa is located about 20 miles west of Boise, with Meridian being right in the middle, and then the city of Caldwell just to Nampa's west. And then, as you can see, the majority of the city is located on the southern side of I-84. Now, please note just how big Nampa really is. It covers roughly 32 square miles. And well, that sprawl means there are a lot of different types of communities and really lifestyles to consider. But I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself here. I'll dive way more into that here shortly. Population-wise, Nampa is currently home to right around 119,000 residents. The city has experienced an average annual growth rate of 4.7% over the past 2 decades. And to put that in perspective, currently the average growth rate for cities in the Pacific Northwest is right around 1.1 to 1.4%. So yeah, Nampa's current year-over-year growth rate of 4.7 is definitely pretty significant. And well, there's good news and bad news here. The good news is that people are flocking to Nampa due largely to its favorable business climate, low unemployment rate, and affordable cost of living. So those are all, of course, pros and great perks for any city to have, right? That said, the city as a whole really was not entirely ready for such rapid growth, and as such, yeah, it's definitely currently playing a game of catch up, and well, they definitely haven't caught up yet. The two biggest areas that reflect this are Nampa's streets and roadways, as well as many of its public resources. So yes, in both of those areas, there are some growing pains. And on this note, if you'll need to commute to say Boise or other surrounding cities such as Eagle or Meridian, commuting from Nampa can be a daily challenge due to traffic congestion, and that's especially true during peak hours. Okay, so now you're wondering what the housing market is currently like in Nampa. Nampa's housing market is undeniably more affordable than many Boise's other top suburbs, such as Meridian, Eagle, or Star. But, well, with the growth Nampa has experienced, and due to just basic supply and demand, home prices have steadily increased. As of today, the average sales price in Nampa is right around $440,000, while the median sales price is right around $415,000. And then when it comes to rentals, the average monthly rent for a 2-bedroom, so a standard apartment, is right around $1,300 to $1,600 a month. If you're interested in new development and you want to buy a newly constructed home and you want your dollar to stretch just as far as possible, which fair enough, well, you are in luck when it comes to Nampa because, well, with all the growth Nampa has experienced, there are a lot of new neighborhoods popping up, offering a wide mix of homes across many, many budgets to choose between. So now let's give you a quick tour through 3 new communities in Nampa, all 3 of which have homes at varying price points and really align with different lifestyles and households. So let's drive through them all right now. First, let's head out to Lone Star Ranch. Located in South Nampa, here we are in this stunning community. Lone Star Ranch is a luxury development with 90 full custom home sites, all of which are situated on full or almost full 1-acre lots. And then location-wise, it's just about 2 minutes from Lake Lowell and then about 5 minutes from Mallard Park, which is a great 30-acre park with views of Lake Lowell. Lone Star Ranch is truly a breathtaking community. My team and I are currently helping a wonderful retired couple build their dream custom home here in this community with the highly regarded custom building team led by John Kottner. And then in addition to Kottner Building, there are several other custom builders who are also building some truly gorgeous homes out here, such as Iron Oak, Larry Richardson, and Brookstone. The average current sales price for this community is currently right around $1.73 million. Next, let's cruise about 5 miles southeast of Lone Star Ranch to the community of Heron Ridge. So here we are in Heron Ridge. This attractive community offers a wide array of different architectural styles and vibes, with many homes having extended garages, RV bays, and views of Squaw Butte. Builders in Heron Ridge include Pioneer Homes, Armada Homes, and Young American. And then there have also been a few custom home builders built in this community, such as Orchard Custom Homes. The average price point out here right now is currently right around $530,000. And then in addition to the well-built and affordable homes out here, residents love Heron Ridge for many reasons, several of which include its close proximity to Lake Lowell and to the Deer Flat Wildlife Refuge, as well as to everything that 12th Avenue offers, which is where you'll find shopping, restaurants, healthcare, drugstores, multiple banks, really just about anything you could or ever would need. And then they are also very close to the Red Hawk Golf Course. So now let's drive about 6 miles to the west to check out another new development that has an average price point that's more reflective of the current average home price across the city of Nampa. And that's the community called New York Landing. Why or how it got that name, I have no clue, because there is absolutely no area in anywhere really in Nampa that is all reflective of New York, but I digress.
People are weird, aren't they?
This is a CBH community, and CBH stands for Corey Barton Homes, and they're actually the biggest builder here in Idaho. In this particular CBH home, CBH is the sole builder of all of the homes in the neighborhood, which is typical of most CBH communities, but not in all of them. As a whole, CBH is praised for offering spacious homes with well thought out and typically space maximizing layouts at reasonable and affordable price points. Earlier this year, we were able to help one wonderful family purchase their first home here in Idaho, right here in this community. And gosh, we were thrilled to be part of their relocation journey and this new chapter in their lives. And actually, I just realized that they, just like the couple who we are also helping build their custom home in that other community in Lone Star Ranch, they all found us right here, just like you, right on YouTube. So yeah, that's kind of cool. Y'all have quickly become some of our favorite clients to work with. But again, I digress.
Well, I'm only the best because I work with the best.
Okay, so now let's shift gears just a little bit and talk about Nampa's job market. Nampa really has a diversified economy, which we have just continued to see grow right alongside of the city. Currently, the fastest growing industries are in manufacturing, agriculture, education, and the healthcare sectors. Nampa's current major employers include Simplot, and Simplot is an international leader in agribusiness. And then there's St. Luke's Medical Center, which is a full-service hospital with emergency services, urgent care, family medicine, cardiology, and all of that. And as such, it's definitely quite a hub for healthcare professionals. And then on the same note, St. Alphonsus also has a major location right off the freeway there, and both hospital systems are major employers for the city of Nampa. And then, of course, there is the sugar beet factory, the Amalgamated Sugar Company, which if you take I-84 to get into Nampa, which is the most common and direct route to typically get to Nampa, you will undoubtedly take note of it, as, well, it does have quite the smell. Who would have thought that sugar would or could emit such a strong odor? But anyhow, that's neither here nor there, now is it? And, well, they are a fantastic local company and a very large employer.
So you get points for that.
And then there's also the new Amazon distribution facility that is also right off of I-84, which is another top local employer. And then last, and this category is one that has gained a ton of steam and popularity over the past several years, thanks to our region's reliable internet infrastructure, remote occupations. And then additionally, we've had many clients who work remotely share with us that having our airport here right off of I-84 and being just so easy to get in and out of is just incredible and so convenient for those who work remotely but also have to commute periodically. Overall, across Idaho, and Nampa is a great example of this, our unemployment rates are very low in relation to national averages, and our typical wages typically remain relatively competitive. Okay, so now let's move on to what you could expect for your overall cost of living. And yet again, with this one, there's good news and then there's bad news. While Nampa's cost of living remains lower than the national average, it is slightly higher than many other parts of Idaho, due largely to its proximity to Boise, as well as to the astounding growth it's experienced. Again, the whole balance between supply and demand is currently a bit whacked. Key expenses for Nampa residents include, of course, groceries, which are across the board quite affordable, with many local markets and big chains like Costco, Winco, and Walmart all being very close by and easy to get to. And then utility-wise, these are very reasonable for Nampa residents as well, with the total average monthly utility cost currently right around $150 to $200 for a standard 3-bed, 2-bath home and household. And then in regard to transportation and gas fees, across the Treasure Valley, with Nampa included, we have relatively low gas prices compared to the national average. Okay, so now, what is there really to do out in Nampa? Nampa residents enjoy a wide variety of activities, events, and pastimes. Outdoor-wise, Lake Lowell and the Deer Flat National Wildlife Refuge are great draws for those who love fishing, kayaking, paddleboarding, birdwatching, boating, and or biking, all of those things. And then golf is also very popular with many Nampa residents, with courses like the Ridgecrest course, Red Hawk, and the Centennial Golf Course being just 3 of, well, a number of very popular courses. And then in regard to local events and attractions, the Nampa Farmers Market is a favorite spot for fresh produce, crafts, and live music. And then there's the Snake River Stampede Rodeo, which is an annual event that for many is just a highlight of the summer. And then in downtown Nampa, they host all kinds of just great events, such as food truck rallies, holiday parades, live music, and various bazaars and markets. Nampa is also home to the War Hawk Museum, which is a favorite for my family. Both of my boys are aviation enthusiasts and just really love military history, which is, I suppose, really in their DNA. My father was an avid military history buff and also a Marine. And well, yeah, I guess it just pretty much runs in their genes. I think I was just 6 or 7 when my dad first took me to the Boise area just to go to this very museum. And even now, 35 plus years later, well, I still love it. And then if you're a wine lover such as myself, well, Nampa actually sits right on the edge of Snake River Valley, which is home to some of Idaho's best and award-winning wineries.
Wine?
Oh, I'd love some.
Or maybe you're an avid shopper. Nampa is home to both the Treasure Valley Marketplace, which basically has just about every big box store you can imagine. So they've got Kohl's, Costco, Target, Michael's, Ulta, Petco, all of those. And then there are also many grab-and-go kind of restaurants such as Habit Burger, Five Guys, Sushi, and Crumble Cookies there. And then Nampa also has all of the shops and stores and boutiques off of 12th Avenue that I mentioned earlier, as well as, well, all the shopping that they have off Garrity. So yeah, if shopping is your jam, Nampa's got a lot of it. Or if you are more of an antique lover or more of a boutique goer, Nampa has a surprisingly larger number of both of those than most initially expect to find. Okay, so now let's talk about why sometimes we have people immediately check Nampa off their lists. And you want to know the number one reason? Well, if people only see the section of Nampa that's right off of I-84 and then assume that the rest of the city is just more of that, well then chances are they're going to be checking it off their list. Because what you see when you drive through Nampa on I-84, well, it isn't exactly going to make you swoon. It's very just industrial and commercial looking, and yeah, it just totally does not typically induce those gotta live here vibes. That said, for our clients who are looking to stretch their budget and are willing to search a bit and then be a bit further off of I-84, well then, more often than not, they're pretty darn pleased with what they find. So now, what about crime and safety? Nampa is generally considered to be a pretty safe city with crime rates below the national average for cities of its size. But that said, like any growing area, some neighborhoods are safer than others. Researching specific communities is recommended. As a real estate agent, we aren't technically allowed to persuade, or the NAR uses the term steer, you in a certain direction, which, side note, seems completely backwards and counterintuitive to me. I mean, as a realtor, shouldn't we be helping people find the best possible spot for them and their lifestyle? But anyhow, that's apparently not how. Yeah, anyhow. I'll just keep going.
Marcy, you can do it.
So moving on, I can certainly provide you with resources to check out. One of my favorite resources to look up crime statistics in our local area is crimegrade.org. So for example, if you find a home that you just love, I would pull up two browsers, grab the zip code of the home that you are interested in, and then copy paste it into crimegrade.org's website, and then zoom in to see the community and its surroundings. Usually you have to have those two browsers up though, because it can get a little bit confusing when the maps load, but if you have them side by side, it's pretty easy to see, and you'll be able to very quickly decipher what the crime rate is for the area you're looking.
Thanks, Marcy.
Okay, so now what about Nampa's education system? Nampa offers some decent, well-regarded education options, both private and public. But well, I gotta pause here too, because this topic is actually quite similar to the one I just covered, in that the, NAR, so the National Association of Realtors, does not want real estate agents to quote-unquote steer our clients by providing you information about schools and whatnot. So instead, I can provide you with resources to check out. And my two favorite resources for our area are niche.com and greatschools.org. And you know, I think schools and the quality of schools in your surrounding area is something worthwhile for all possible relocators to look into. So not just growing families with school-aged kiddos, but also for empty nesters and kiddo-free relocators. Because, well, having solid and strong schools in your immediate vicinity will not only effectively help your home to build better equity over the long term, but I'd argue that having great schools and a solid education system nearby will also impact the strength and overall vibe of the community at large, which, well, you're going to be living there, so the sense of community is going to be pretty important. Public school-wise, the Nampa School District serves over 14,000 students with highly rated schools such as, well, look these up on the previously provided websites, but such as Lake Ridge Elementary and Skyview High School.
Roger that.
And then there are also private schools and special education programs available and to consider, with a growing number of local high schools placing a strong emphasis on STEM and trade programs to prepare students for technical careers. And then for higher education, Nampa is home to Northwest Nazarene University, so NNU, and it provides undergraduate and graduate programs in a variety of diverse fields. And then there is also a public 2-year community college right in Nampa, CWI, so the College of Western Idaho. And then let's talk about the weather. Living in Nampa, similar to living anywhere else across the rest of the Treasure Valley, will mean you will get to experience all 4 seasons. So our summers are warm and sometimes pretty hot and dry, with average highs in the mid-90s. And then in the wintertime, you can expect it to be cold, but really a lot more mild than many initially expect. You'll have occasional snowfall, with the average low usually right around 24 degrees Fahrenheit. And then in the spring and fall, both are pretty darn pleasant temperature-wise, which really makes getting outdoors enjoyable, which is, of course, a big pull and reason so many people choose to move to Idaho. So there you have it. And now I want to know what you think. Is Nampa the right place for you? Or maybe you already live in Nampa and have something else to add. Please post a comment below, because I would love to hear what your take and your thoughts, and I know that other viewers would as well. if you are looking to learn more about what living in Idaho could and would be like for you, please take 2 seconds to jot down our phone number so you have it on hand for whenever you're ready to take that next step. Or if you aren't quite ready to hop on the phone yet but would like to continue learning about what living in the Treasure Valley is like, we have a completely free, no strings attached relocation guide that you can download and peruse through at your leisure. I'll put a link to it in the description of this video. And then once you are ready to take that next step and connect, give us a call or shoot us a text so we can set up an exploratory call. My very low pressure but also highly proven team are here and ready to help you. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.